So here we go, everybody. Welcome to another edition of Game Day, the show where the Carolines share their thoughts on all things town. And this evening, oh, where's Burns? I'm looking pretty good, I have to admit. But yes, here, back in League One action at a wet, cold Portman Road. Fleetwood Town are in town. Scott Brown's draw specialists. Can Town get all 3 points? We shall wait and see. We're going to go and speak to good old Regan with the team news. Let's go. Okay then, I'm joined by good old Regan. Always a pleasure, my friend. Team news just dropped. Yep. Not a surprise with the lineup, really. Ladapo's in. Greg Lee's on the bench. Your thoughts?
Yeah, definitely. Like you say, very predictable. What we would have hoped for. Obviously, Greg Lee on the bench, a bit surprising. We've heard a few things about a knock, so maybe it'd be good to get some minutes and leg for him. But apart from that, very strong. Ladapo, I was a bit surprised by as well. I thought he picked up a knock, but we've still got a strong bench we can toy with, and that's the most important thing because Fleetwood are going to be a difficult side to break down tonight. What's
your thoughts on Toto Enciala making his return?
I always thought he was a good player, just maybe not good enough for a club of our size. I definitely think he's good enough for League One, and to be honest, he'll probably play out his skin tonight. So I've got nothing against him.
Top man. Prediction. We don't normally do this on Game Day, but because you'll be watching this after the game's done, but surely it's not going to be a draw against a draw specialist.
I'd put 0-0 down, to be honest,
no.
but my optimistic side says 2-0 tonight.
2-0. I've gone 2-0 as well. Hopefully that is the case when you watch this. See you next time. No, not see you next time. See you in there. Oh dearie me. Ipswich Town 1, Fleetwood 1. I'm joined by Ben Diath first of all. Good old Ben Diath. Mate. What you got to say about that?
It's a pleasure to be at Portman Road. Yeah. Always love coming to Ipswich and really enjoyed a few pints before the game at the Greyhound. Other pubs are available in Ipswich. But from minute 1, even the goal, to minute 96, we were really poor.
Mm-hmm.
Goal we tried to, there were about 3 chances, eventually Wolfie put it in, and even that, the keeper almost saved it. But good, 1-0 up, you're thinking, great early goal, team sit back, we're going to go and run away with this now. But knowing what happened with Cheltenham, you're a little bit wary. First half, 20 minutes goes on, we still haven't linked up more than 4 or 5 passes in a move. You're thinking, okay, we're not quite on it tonight. Maybe we'll grow into the game. Maybe Fleetwood will, run a gas, and after 60, 70 minutes, we'll then push on. Second half goes on, we still haven't linked more than 4 or 5 passes together. Players look tired, players are falling over, the pitch looks overwatered because unless it's been huge downpours all week in Suffolk, it hasn't rained in Cambridgeshire properly since Monday, Tuesday, so I don't know why the pitch was so wet. That's another little complaint.
It's rained a bit.
Yeah, a little bit, but come on, they were all over the place, so unless they need to change their boots. The whole game felt very much like seasons gone by when we were just not at it at all. It was I was just thinking, let's just try and get the win. We're not playing very well, just try and get the win. Yeah. So then concede the goal at the end. Fair play to Fleetwood, 66 fans tonight, bless them. They deserve that because they've come here to a place that they wouldn't expect to get anything from. And in a weird footballing way, because as much as I love my football team, I say, well done Fleetwood, you deserve that tonight, you deserve to get a draw out of the game.
It was coming.
If anything, when Davis cleared that ball off the line when it was almost in, that would have been better for them to score then because we could have had time to react. Yeah. It looked like a penalty at the end, and I keep saying, are we going to get a bloody decision this year, a 50-50 or even a 60-40 in our favour that should be, and that's what it felt like. Again, we didn't get it, so that is frustrating, but tonight of all nights, we didn't deserve it, Ross. I'm just really disappointed. I actually preferred the Cheltenham game when we absolutely played them off the park and drew 1-1. Tonight we deserve nothing. Bit of a sour taste in the mouth to go into the weekend with, if I'm honest. Let's hope England can cheer us up on Sunday.
Top man. Up next, I'm joined by Peachy. Always a pleasure, my friend. Tonight, we've seen a draw against the draw specialist Fleetwood. Frustrating, disappointing. Your thoughts? This is a counselling session now for all of us. Go on.
Start the game well, go 1-0 up. And then, like I say, we didn't really get our game going. We didn't get our game going at all tonight. And second half, we just let Fleetwood control the game, which, fair play to them. They played well. And they fully deserve that equal at the end. But that is just a massive kick in the guts. Again. And we keep doing this. And it's getting really irritating now that we keep throwing leads away. And you could see that goal was coming.
Yep.
You could just see it was happening. Then the way it happened. Deflected shot. They've bought a ticket for the raffle. They've won. Fair play. I think as Mr. Diaz said, 66 Harden fans come down here tonight. They deserve the draw at least. But I'm just getting so effing irritated with the fact we can't see games off. We can't kill teams off. And it's Ipswich Town. The inevitable will happen. I haven't got much for us to say. I'm just going to go home. I'm going to fall asleep. I'm going to wake up tomorrow morning and go, oh, that did freaking happen.
Yeah.
So, who's it next? Peterborough at home. Mm-hmm. We need to really pull our socks up.
We need to react, don't we?
We need a reaction. We need a good kick up the arse, basically, in my opinion, after that performance, because we had a poor performance against Pompey, got away with it, it's cup competition. Buxton won off. Today, like I say, we started well, got the goal, brilliant. And then we were just rubbish. We created a couple of other chances, but the ball was going forward in that second half and not sticking. And Fleetwood were just controlling the game. And it looked a penalty at the end of the game, but we should not be in that position needing a penalty in the 96th minute when we've led the game from the first minute. And, bring on Peterborough, I can't wait.
It's not bad. So up next, I'm joined by James, fresh up a trip from Egypt, my friend, back to Portman Road. 1-1 draw against Fleetwood. Your thoughts?
It's cold in England.
Yeah.
And coming back for this, and not specifically for this, but coming back to see Ipswich, and they never failed to disappoint. And it was disappointing. I thought we were a bit poor all over the pitch today. Thought first half we did okay. First 20 minutes particularly was good. Obviously getting the early goal really beneficial. And then just really faded out towards half time. Thought Fleetwood looked okay. They looked decent. And I thought actually second half they were far better than us. Yes. They definitely deserve something from the game, but once you get to injury time you're thinking, okay, we've done a lot of the hard work. Let's just see out the last bit. So it's still a real kick in the teeth, even though they played really well, I thought. I think it was a mix of Ipswich playing well, Fleetwood not playing well. They pressed us so high throughout the pitch, and I thought that was really effective. I don't think many teams have done that before. They were trying to play balls in behind us when we were pushing up, and so I think they executed the game plan pretty well. It's just a bit of a repeating pattern. I just about got the flashbacks of Charlton away out of my brain, conceding in injury time, and here we are again. So more points dropped.
And once again, we said this already, but we all saw it coming. It's a standard Town thing, 1-0 up.
Yeah, and earlier on in the season, I would have said I didn't see it coming. I thought we're a bit more comfortable, even if we're only 1 goal up. It just felt like we had a bit of aura about us. But because it's happened a few times now, you get that classic Ipswich sinking pit in your stomach feeling where you just think the opposition are pressing, we're dropping deeper, and the inevitable goal comes in such fortuitous fashion. But it's a really frustrating day. I also just want to make one point. I think it's probably one of the worst refereeing performances we've seen this season, and we seem to say that every week in League One. But today, I think the referee got basically everything wrong. I think he was almost making a point, be like, "Oh, I'm not going to favour the bigger team or the home team," but conversely, he ended up giving everything to them and nothing to us. I really didn't understand it. It was a really frustrating game. Fleetwood came out and they were physical and it worked for them. So, and the referee just couldn't handle it, couldn't hack it at all. So really disappointed with his performance, but Ipswich still got to do the job and kill the game off, and we didn't do that today, and we've paid the price once again.
Definitely, man. Cheers. Come next, I'm joined by good old Matt Macon. Matt, fuming. Thoughts?
Disappointing. It is disappointing. I've tried to put a good face on it the last few weeks, but we've got to stop bottling games like this and kill teams off. I was confident going into this one. I said we'll score early, we'll win 3-0, we'll be comfortable. We did score early. We looked good immediately after the goal. And then obviously, I mean, it's disappointing. The decision for Wes Burns getting a yellow. It looked like a clean tackle to me. I didn't even think it was a foul, let alone a yellow. But that seemed to change our whole, rightly or wrongly, on that decision. We seemed to kind of sort of play within ourselves a bit more from there, and certainly that carried on into the second half. A few odd flashes, but That last 20 minutes we really invited that pressure. I mean, Fleetwood have still nicked a point, but it is the equivalent of opening your wallet to the mugger and moving a 50 quid note to the top of the pile. You know, we've let them nick a point, and they you got to say on reflection, if I take my blue tinted glasses off, they're good for it, and it's probably a fair result. But we should be doing better in games like this. And with Plymouth losing 2-0 to Port Vale tonight, that was a prime opportunity to sort of get back on top of the league, and now we haven't. And we're now, instead of thinking, oh brilliant, we're top of the league going into the Saturday fixtures, we're now going to be looking over one shoulder about what Sheffield Wednesday are going to do, about whether we'll stay in the top two much longer, or they're going to close the gap. I still haven't figured out what Josh Earl got sent off for in the end of the thing in the cards.
I don't know. We'll find out. But
I was remonstrating with a friend about the equaliser, and I suddenly turned around and the ref's brandishing a red card. I saw him running over towards the bench after the goal, but hey ho, that'll be interesting to see what comes out of that. But yeah, there's just not much more to say on it really. I don't think anybody had a particularly great game tonight. I thought we were really sloppy in possession as well, particularly in the second half. You look at we had the lion's share of the possession in the first half, but I think they had something like 63% possession in the second half. And if you keep giving the ball back to them, they're going to have 63% possession in the second half. We had terrible first touch all over the pitch. I'm not going to pick out one individual player because I don't think there was one particularly individual bad player. The most I can see is I think at one point Gatton had me tackled Cameron Humphreys off the ball towards the end of the half. Cameron Humphreys looked genuinely confused, as did we all. But yeah, it's a disappointment. I'm not going to go so far as to say it's ruined my weekend, but it's probably taken the shine off the start of it for sure. And I haven't even got the women playing on Sunday to cheer me up, so with a good result. So yeah, Peterborough next week. Now I'm kind of not feeling as confident about that one as I was before. I mean, hopefully. I've still got faith in Kieran McKenna. Obviously, I've still got faith in Kieran McKenna. I'm not going to be
happy your 50th game, by the way,
Kieran. Yeah, cheers, Kieran. Honestly, I'm still thinking we'll go up, and I'm still thinking he'll get it sorted. But he's really going to have to do some hard work. I mean, we haven't got a midweek game this week. He's got time to address this, but we need to be killing game. We need to be grabbing game, especially when you go ahead in the first couple of minutes. We've got to be taking those games by the scruff of the neck and be out, like we were against Buxton on Sunday, out of sight at half-time, comfortably in control at half-time. We never felt in control of that game, even when we scored early.
Top man.
Cheers, Ross.
I'm next.
Where's Mark?
I don't know where Mark is. He's gone because he's fuming, like we all are. But apparently you're...
I'm not fuming.
Why that?
No. They deserve the point out of that.
Yeah.
Even though we counted we got a picture of the Fleetwood fans, and we counted them. There wasn't 66, so we counted 33. But fair play to them.
Yes.
They've come down and they've seen their team dominate possession, I'd say, in the second half.
Yeah.
We're not good at parking buses.
No.
So we shouldn't be doing that. We shouldn't be parking buses.
What do you think went wrong then? Do you think we
just let them have the ball, and we thought we'll see this out. Yeah. We'll see this out. We'll park the bus, and we can't park buses.
We ain't got the players for that, have we? And yeah, we just didn't kill the game off once again, ladies and gentlemen. But Mike, where do we go from here? Once again.
Where do we go from here?
Yeah. We've got Peterborough next, but where
we go to Wickham. Don't we?
Peterborough next.
Peterborough
Next.
Yeah. We'll beat Peterborough.
Yeah.
Different team. Yeah, I think we'll beat Peterborough. We'll be up for that. And then we'll beat Wickham. We'll beat Portsmouth. And we'll probably beat Lincoln.
Of course, tonight, a bet came on for you. Port Vale beat Plymouth at Owen Park.
Yeah. So at half-time, that they were in the game. They were in the game, and I thought, Plymouth have not really kept a clean sheet for a long time. So there's a goal in this. And yeah, one came, and then another one came. I thought, yeah, I'll cash out. Yeah.
That's we were singing top of the league, Ipswich Town top of the league. And
I still thought we were top of the league when we got the draw, but obviously not. No. Man. But yeah, like I said, you look at the stats. They've in second half especially, they got more than 60% of the possession. We allowed them to. I mean, let's face it. When they had the ball, I thought when they got the ball that they did good with it. They kept it and they passed it around really well.
Deflection goal, of course, but
of course it's deflection goal. But it's if you don't have a goal, then I mean. We shouldn't be allowing them to even get a shot off, really.
When it's 6 minutes added on, that's when you just got to go get the ball out there. But we didn't do that.
I mean, I've nearly lost my voice, haven't I?
Yeah.
I could be singing away.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was a bit flat, actually, in the North Stand today.
Yeah, 22,000 here tonight.
Yeah.
Another good crowd, but A lot of Town fans left.
No,
this
I'm not
ground.
worried about this.
Yeah.
Not worried. I think Plymouth are gonna, start suffering more defeats, and between us and Wednesday, we're going to take the top 2 spots. We'll strengthen in January as well, and I think Wednesday will strengthen, and I don't think Plymouth will. I think I could see Plymouth actually losing players. You know what I mean? Being weakened, because it's like every season somebody will come along and either take their manager or take their best player, and it goes up a division. Can they sustain? Nah, I don't think they can.
Anyway, let's enough about Plymouth. I want to talk about your hat quickly before we end the video.
Ah, yes. Why?
Huh? Looks nice, doesn't it? Looks nice, ladies and gentlemen. Suits him. Suits him.
It is cold.
It's cold.
It's cold, so I thought I'd wear a woolly hat. It's got pointy ears. It's an old one. I got it from the 80s.
I like it. I like
Yeah,
it.
it's an old one. I don't know who knitted it. I think we used to have a woman in the club shop who used to knit them a long time ago.